So, hey everyone, my name's Ibrahim. Everyone else want to introduce themselves?
My name is Jide Adetunji.
I'm Lucy Danver from Reebok.
And we're here talking about the finalists of our Write Your Legacy competition. A couple weeks ago, all three shortlisted candidates came to pitch to us, and today we're going to be feedbacking and choosing our winner. So, guys, Sisterhood. Let's talk about Sisterhood. What did you guys think of their pitch and idea?
Well, I've got to start off just by saying the quality of all three were fantastic. Like, really, I mean, the long list was incredible, and just narrowing it down to three was really, really hard. I think the quality of ambition and drive that was shown, particularly by Sisterhood, but all of them, I think, is really impressive. I think it's something that the industry really needs at the moment. We need these young people coming through with incredible ideas and looking to make change, finding a gap, and coming up with a solution for it. And I think that's something that Sisterhood demonstrated really well.
Definitely. Jide, you got any feedback?
I would agree. I would say their pitch and presentation demonstrated that they had a very clear plan and a very clear way as to how they were going to execute it. They already have built relationships within the communities that they're trying to target. They've built up relationships with different stakeholders within the process as well, which I thought was quite admirable. And I just love the concept that they have of, aiding the creativity and development of young women, and also giving them a platform to showcase their stories. I think that's super important to do, and a noble cause. And I definitely get the vibe from both of the founders that they're trustworthy people to kind of lead that plight and that mission. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I would add on to that. I think for me, it was that whole thing of giving a voice to the next generation of women and using the platform that they've created to give the voice to others. And because it's kind of similar to what we do in regards to we built a platform, but really it uplifts other people. So yeah, I really liked that part. In regards to constructive criticism or feedback, I'd say. I think one question that came to my head was what's stopping them from doing what they said they would do now? Maybe that's the entrepreneur in me, but I feel like there may be other ways to go around to do what they propose to do, but then maybe they actually just want to make it a book and something physical that lasts a long time. But I think just my thoughts of maybe they could do it in another way that's still as impactful, because I liked looking at the there was a part in the presentation where the young girl was speaking to the camera.
Yeah.
That could be done in video format, etc., and still live. But yeah, that was just a thought of mine. Anyone else have?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think one of the great things about Sisterhood is that what they're doing is really scalable. And it might come down to, do they have the expertise to scale it digitally with their current setup? At the same time, though, I think particularly with 2020 being the year that it's been, that in real life connection is even more important, particularly for young people. So actually having it's like education that expands beyond the classroom, and having a pop-up store where you're physically interacting with people, you've got a physical book that you've created, got something really tangible, which I think actually at the moment is particularly valuable.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think the only like constructive feedback I would give was the around the accessibility. So I did ask them about it in the presentation, and they mentioned that right now they are working with schools and colleges to gain access to younger females. So I kind of asked, so it's a great thing you're doing, but then what about other people who might see it and feel like they could have a similar thing in their borough or in their school? How easy would it be for you guys to make it accessible to them? And I don't think the answer was completely clear, but I think right now the main way is through colleges and schools. But I do think in the future they could definitely open it up to like maybe an application process, and maybe running online virtual workshops for people who might not be able to access what they're doing. But yeah, I think that was it really.
Sick. But all in all, well done, Sisterhood. If you're watching, thumbs up. So next we have Clean Sheets. Yeah, what do you guys think about Clean Sheets?
Yeah, I'll start out with Clean Sheets. So there was one thing in particular that stood out with their pitch, and then one additional idea that I think could work really well for them. So in terms of how they fit with Reebok, so one of our brand guidelines, I guess, that we work with is being refreshingly honest. It's really important that we're honest with ourselves and with our audience, and that comes through in everything we do, including the sustainability of our products. And I think I love this idea of being super transparent and having everything on the label. I was thinking like you could have a QR scanner so you can go through to more information, and it can really highlight entire supply chains, and it's something that could be quite scalable probably on a digital level, but for large companies, Reebok, whoever, to use with their products. So as a consumer, if you're looking to buy something and you want to know where it's come from, which is more and more important to so many people, this is an easy way that you can do it. So you can actually really know what you're buying into and understand the ethics of the full supply chain. So I really love that transparency and that kind of honest approach that she's taking to this business.
Yeah, I agree. I think the emphasis on sustainability was like really admirable, and like you said, Lucy, the transparency of the whole process of manufacturing the clothes, I think is super important with consumers nowadays, because like storytelling is so big, and when it comes to fashion, why shouldn't we tell the story of the clothes? Because there is a story behind it, and nowadays, especially with Gen Z and millennial consumers, we want to know that story, involves as little hardship and suffering for as many people as possible. So I love the idea of bringing that transparency to the forefront. And then she also mentioned something within the presentation about working with, I think it was a community back home in her hometown that produced the clothes, and they also teach other women from the village how to make clothes, so that even down to the people working within the supply chain, she's also making sure that they kind of are giving back to their communities as well. And she also mentioned wanting to learn from Reebok, wanting to understand, because I think there was a program that you guys had there that she was really interested in learning more about in regards to the sustainability, and just kind of being close to you guys and learning from you, which I thought was quite admirable.
Yeah, I think the whole sustainability thing, and I think she put forth trying to be sustainable at every stage of the design process, which was again quite admirable. So making sure that everyone in the supply chain was treated fairly and well. Yes, so there was a lot of care and passion in her thoughts and when she was speaking about that stuff. So that was really good. In regards to constructive criticism or feedback, do I have any? I think one would be maybe I'm not the fashion head, but I think making it very clear how it would be different to a lot of other sustainable brands. But I don't know if that is through the design, and I don't know if that idea of making it showing the receipts throughout the whole process is a new thing, because if it is, then that deletes my constructive feedback. But if it's not, just having a clearer distinction, maybe more than the sustainability, maybe including the design or something, I don't know, that makes it much more different than others. Yeah.
So in my personal opinion, the beauty and the USP of Clean Sheets lies in that ability to take an existing supply chain and and show that to the consumer. It lies in that transparency, and I almost see her collection as like a way of highlighting how it is possible to have a completely ethical supply chain and then demonstrate it to the consumer. It's like that's her showcase.
Okay.
And her shop front, if you like, but having that technology that sits within her business, but she can also offer out to other businesses to use. That's where I think is a big niche for her to focus on.
Yeah, I want to echo what Lucy said, and I think from what I remember from the presentation, what she planned to do with the money was, you know, basically work towards making this first collection. She already has samples and stuff already, which was good. But I think maybe, I'm not sure exactly how much it's all going to cost her to put it together, but I think maybe she could have been a little bit more ambitious, you know, in regards to maybe organizing a pop-up shop, or telling us maybe about a content piece that she wants to do with it to kind of further demonstrate the concept behind the collection, because it is a really good one.
Yeah. But again, all in all, well done for getting here. That was really good. Well done, clean sheets. And then finally, we have KTA London. Thoughts, guys?
KTA, where do we start? We need more women like this in the world, genuinely. The ambition, the drive, the desire to make a difference was so palpable. And within Reebok, we say that we want women in particular, but we want everyone to dare to live a life with purpose. And I think that's what KTA brings. And I love the enthusiasm, and molding that enthusiasm into really making a tangible difference in wear for women, because she's absolutely right. It's something that isn't particularly mainstream at the moment at all, if it does exist. I think she's got the beginnings of something really special there.
Yeah, I think the niche that she's managed to find is like quite sick. Yeah, I don't know much other skate brands apart from like Supreme and like Thrasher, but then I don't know skate brands that are black owned, and then I don't know skate brands who are black owned and for women of marginalized communities. So I think there's loads of like things within that can take that around the world. So it's, yeah, I think a lot of people who skate who are women will be able to like see themselves within this brand and stuff. So I think it has a bright future.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the things I love most about skating is the fact that it's becoming bigger on a grassroots level, because it is quite accessible. You know, there's certain sports that you have to join clubs or you have to buy loads of expensive equipment. Whereas with a skateboard, all you need is, you know, a skateboard and a street. And I think, you know, that is something that a lot more women should get into, more even young men should probably get into. But I love the focus on the woman, because it isn't something that we see too often. You know, it's skate culture amongst women. And I love the idea of seeing another world through the lens of somebody who I kind of trust as a leader within that community. So I think that was quite admirable. And then the whole different sections of it, you know, with the clothing and potentially starting up a zine to document the culture, I think is really ambitious, and I liked it. Yeah.
And then any constructive criticism, feedback, anyone?
Just keep doing what she's doing, I think, and really get super focused on where her business can make the biggest impact, and get that right before doing all the extra add-on ideas. Like, the more you focus on doing one thing really well, then the other stuff will come in time, but it's like you don't have to do everything straight away. Get that central core idea for your business, get that nailed, and then you can build out from there.
Yeah, I would echo that. So literally like hone it into the thing of KTA that you want everyone to know first, and build the brand from that, and then you can expand into like doing skateboards and doing the clothing, and then making it bigger. But obviously, yeah, you have to start with one thing. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I would say as well, find the community, and I think find the leaders and the ambassadors of the community. So like, with GUAP, we, in the early stages, we identified the creative community and we identified the people who are the greatest ambassadors for that, and we collaborated with them, we documented them, and I think it will be a similar journey for KTA. And I think, yeah, if she had already kind of come to us with some people who, are great ambassadors of the community, that would have been super strong. But I think there's definitely space and time for that kind of thing to happen. And I think, yeah, the money will probably go towards doing that.
Yeah, but again, another great business and another bright future ahead. And that's all of the businesses.
So this has been an incredibly fun and amazing process to be involved with. And from our point of view, like, it's been super inspiring to kind of learn about all the amazing causes that you guys are doing within your communities. And we just think it's amazing and it should be celebrated, all of the days of the year. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner and one recipient of the £5,000. So we have our very good friend here, Lucy, who is going to announce who the winner is and give a bit of a reason as to why.
Thanks, Jide. So it was really hard choosing, to be quite honest. I think genuinely we would love to work with all three businesses, and the quantity of incredible ideas that have come through this process has bowled us over, really. We've chosen this particular business as the winner because they really stand for everything that we Reebok believe in. They equip experimentation and innovation, as we do in life and in fitness. They stand for women around the world and telling their stories, and they are a very scalable and very sustainable business model as well. So the business we've decided to go with is Sisterhood.
Woo! So well done, Sisterhood.
Oh yeah. So yeah, really excited to work with them. Hopefully we can still spend a bit of time with the other businesses and just kind of offer up like a complimentary mentoring session if they'd like to go through that with us. I think with Sisterhood we can really make a difference to quite a number of young women, which is something that's really important to me personally and to Reebok as a business. So we're really excited to work with them and see what we can achieve over the next few months.
Wow, well done guys. This has been a great project to work on and one of our most impactful projects. We haven't done something like this before, so really happy that we've got to work with Reebok on this and make some real impact. And yeah, everyone who signed up, everything, go write your own legacy. Like, this isn't the end, and there were so many great ideas in this project, so just go ahead, make it happen.